Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Craig Cobb. This is a scan of the FTX perpetual contracts. So we're going to get into this today and have a look at just where we are with the market in reference to perhaps the bottoms. It's something that's been spoken about a lot at the moment. With a few positive days under our belt, it's definitely a good time to have a look. Now, of course, if you do not have your FTX trading account at the moment, please do click on the description and you will see a 10% discount code off your trading fees. Of course, our Become a Trader course is also there, a totally free course for which you can go and get access to right now. Okay, so let's get started. Please like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff with this video. All right, so let's have a look at what's going on. All right, first things first, of course. You know, we had a very intense slide. What did it end up doing from there? Pretty hefty. Okay, I just want to see what the bounce back has been. Come back about 24%. All right, these are just rough figures. I'm just trying to get a bit of a handle on what's happened, what we've done, where we're going, potentially. Now, of course, yeah, 24% from those lows is quite the move, right? If you look at the weekly here, have a look. It certainly slid this week, and then the week after, which was the week just gone, for which we've just opened the new week, it slid at one stage. That weekly was down. How much was that down? For the week, about 25%, let's say. And one of the things that I'm noting here is the support that's been running through here. That 29 mark obviously was broken. We hit a low of 25.3. We could still go lower. Now, that might seem like a scary thing. Absolutely. I get it. It does. It seems a little bit scary. However, reality, we're in a downtrend on the daily. And sure, look, the slide in Bitcoin and the rest of the market for the most part. And hello to everybody out there. Thank you very much for your kind words and for saying hello. But yeah, we saw Bitcoin and the whole market slide pretty intensely, right? So for it to pull back 25%, that might feel like we've found a bottom, but it might not be. Why? Well, look, this downtrend hasn't been really going that long in its most recent form. Lower high, low, lower high, low, lower high, low. And then a pull back in. We're still on a daily we're still on a daily downtrend. The weekly is also pretty average. I mean, we go high to low, but definitely momentum to the bears there. So I guess, you know, after a couple of days of bouncing back, you know, nearly 3%, then 4% yesterday, we're down 2% right now on Bitcoin. We're sitting just above $30,000. Don't be too concerned if we do move lower. Often we don't see a V-shaped bottom where we just go boom, straight back up. We see that more often than not when we've got a strong uptrend in a bull market where we do see a sharp pullback. That's more like where we see V-shaped bottoms. This one at the moment, I'm not saying that it won't do something like that, but I also wouldn't want you guys to get yourselves into the mindset whereby you think, okay, this is it, we're over, we found the bottoms, because we might not do, and we don't want to have those shocks to the system. All right, g'day Winston. We don't want the shocks to the system. We don't want to have that jolting, jarring feeling of, I kind of thought that we were going to go higher here and we're not, and that caused any mental pain. So I'm still looking for shorts. The problem is it's going to have to be on the daily. Why? We got a little pullback here for a higher low, higher high. Technically, it's not the greatest of uptrends, but it is there, and you can see it there on that 12 as well. One thing I was looking at this morning, actually, well, it's only just gone midday now, so yes, it was this morning, was this. We did start to have some decent cyclicity coming through here on Bitcoin and much of the market as well. I mean, you have a look at that. That is really, really nice. We haven't had cyclicity to the upside like that for, well, a long time. So yeah, look, again, a higher low here, a higher low here, a higher high, a very cyclical trend. A little pullback, a little bullish candle somewhere in there. You know, that's the risk that I've got to look to take if I'm to look for a long here, because the trend's really nice. It's not just being a straight, like, you know, back over here I don't like. It's just too volatile. It's all over the shop. We have calmed down somewhat. We've got this nice little trend starting to form. And that's the sort of thing I'm going to be looking for. It actually looks pretty good. Across the top 10, let's see how that's all performing, because it looks roughly the same. Bitcoin's trend looks very, very nice. Ethereum's also there. I'm just going to quickly go XRP. just a quick little look. Yeah, again, there's that. Oh, sorry. There's that downtrend still on the Ethereum daily, XRP daily downtrend. DOT clearly in a downtrend with the potential for a short trade here tomorrow. Doge still down. Binance, really good spot up here, but a bearish candle on the daily. And that's the thing we're going to have to sort of, I guess, navigate, is that whilst we will have a number of these 1 hour trends that look really, really nice, we're combining that with the daily, which is pulled all the way back into the cradle zone. So the best thing to really do, from my standpoint anyway, is if I'm going to look for a long position on, say, a 1 hour time frame, as this, we'll use Binance as the example, I want to make sure that I've got the 4 hour that's trending higher. So at least if I'm going to trade the lower time frames, I tend to look to make sure that the 4 hour is also in that direction of trend. Okay, so let's go ahead and then go to our full list here on the perp list. I'm actually still a bit tired, Winston. It was a pretty hectic weekend, so yeah, could have done with a little bit more resting, but anyway, that's all right. I'm back. Okay, so Bitcoin. Oh, sorry, we've already looked at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, in fact, does have a higher low and higher high there. So, what I'm going to be doing when I go through this scan, by the way, is I am going to be focused on that 4 hour and daily. I'm not going to deviate from that 4 hour, and the reason why is because, as I said, by looking at that top 10 just quickly, or I didn't go through all the top 10, but looking at the charts just quickly, we've got daily candles in the cradle zone for a downward momentum move. If those candles are to continue to sell off, of course, we might have a cradle there. I've also got some 1 hour trends that may actually give us opportunities to the upside. So what do you do in that scenario? Well, as I said, I'm going to focus on the 4 because the 4 needs to have a trend minimum for me to look lower. So that is going to be how I play this out going forward throughout this scan. And I want to see a nice clear trend. Okay, so here, Cardano, oof, I mean, the 2 is probably going to show these, yeah. Yeah, there's not really much there on the 4 just yet. I mean, look at that little bearish candle right there on the daily, will you? Absolute perfect little thing there. I mean, a long way to go still, but it's in a great spot. Again, that higher low there on the 16 kind of takes me out. I can only really look at the daily. Algo. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. Adventure Gold. Nothing there. ACLX with a bit of a trend there. Geez, that must have been a big day. 27%. All right. Good cyclicity through here on Alchemix. You know what, I'm going to pop that in because, you know, when I'll make this list blue. That 4 hour does have a lot more momentum ripping through there. There's a higher low there, but it's probably going to stand out better on the 8 there, yeah. But there is momentum there. I will put ALCX in. Algo, not a great deal of momentum there to follow through. Same there with, what do they call that? My Neighbor. Right, so what I've called Alice in the past, it says My Neighbor Alice. That's what the song was, right? About the neighbor? They finally put it in. Anyway, not really, no. I'm still open to shorts, by the way, on a 12-hour or 16-hour time frame. I just don't want these little blips in the way. I want a nice, clean, clear pullback. Not much there on Alpha. Onto Alt Perp. Not much there in the way of a trend either. Again, you can see we've pulled back to, what is that level? Oh, excuse me. Bit of a level there. Again, tomorrow morning is going to be quite interesting around the close of today's candle to see if we do get some little bearish candles in there. I'm going to leave anchor. Not much happening there. It's really been absolutely obliterated, hasn't it? I mean, that was something to do with Luna, wasn't it? Ape, I can leave. And again, the emphasis is on exactly this, momentum. I want to see that there is a trend there. If I am to look for a long, it needs to have a trend. Yeah, there is a trend there, but it's just not really. Yeah, it's just not really got anything for me to work with, is it? AdSendex, no, a bit spiky, a bit thin. I'll be leaving that alone. Atlas, the same. Atom, a little bit of momentum there. I'll jump to the 2. Do we have defined high lows a little bit? Oh, goodness me. Since you keep seeing your message there, Winston, that says like I've had a good sleep in, and it's just making me want to yawn. Okay, 2 hour. Pullback, 4 hour. I mean, the higher low is definitely there on the 12, but as far as the 4 goes, it's kind of, there's not really much there. I'm jump quite low, quick look. Yeah, I'm going to go past that because I just want those 4 hour trends to be a little bit clearer than what I just had there on Atom. As you can see, the market is starting to come off a little bit more now. Bitcoin now down 2.5%. Let's keep looking for those uptrends and see if we've got any. Otherwise, we will have to be waiting for those daily time frames, or if we do get lucky, we may actually get something on like the 12. Yeah, sorry about that, Bobby. They're contagious bloody things, aren't they, Horns? Shit, I can't talk about it. I want to do it again. Oh, no. Oh, God, we're in a cycle. We're in a yawn cycle. Let's stop yawning. Right. Don't think about sleep. Next. Balancer. Nothing there. Banned. No. Oh, that little blip there I think is going to kill it. Yeah, it kind of does. Nothing on Bayo. Bat. So what I'm doing here is when I don't see a 4 hour trend that's up, I'm jumping straight to those higher time frames to see, especially if we don't have a deep pullback here. If we don't have a deep pullback like we have on, on many, not on many of the other ones, then the 12 and the 16 might still be okay. Very messy on Bitcoin Cash there. BitDAO, again, very sideways, did not bounce very much at all. I can leave Binance. Jumping up from the 4 to the 16 to show, but there is a little higher low there, so I'll have to go past that as well. Boba, no. BSV, I'll check the 16 and the 12, but again, just this little bit here, I don't like it so much. BitTorrent, I can leave. C98, I can leave. It's going to be, I'll jump to the 1. Pretty sweet little trend with the 4. Again, it's just not, they're only single candle pullbacks. You can see it on the 2. Look, you can see these pullbacks represented on the 2. Of course, 2 2-hour candles pulling back is only 1 4-hour candle. So we don't have that uptrend there on that 4 hour. And that's the time frame I'm focusing on right now. Why? Because I do know that there is additional volatility out there and that we could see the market dip lower quite significantly. If I look at something like this, for example, on Chromia, right now there's currently a bearish candle in the cradle zone in a downtrend with a perfect pullback. For me to be deciding that I'm only going to be chasing long positions would be irresponsible, because there is a high probability at this stage, right, that if candles close like that, then we're going to get a lot of short positions tomorrow based on that daily time frame. So do I want to chase a long today unless it's perfection? No. Because tomorrow might be the day. Don't forget, you don't have to take trades every single day. You just do your routine every day, and if the trades present themselves, then we take them. If they don't, well, we just got to wait for the day when they do. Typically, there's a couple of days a week where you do get great trades. Last week was a fantastic week of trading. Great trends and big moves. So I'm not in a massive rush to jump back in unless I see something really that stands out. That's too thin for me there on convergence right now. Cream. That breakout's gone. Ooh, a little bit spiky there. I'll probably move on that. in Chromia. All right, well, hopefully it continues going well for you, mate. Nothing there on Chronos. Again, just not much in the way of trends. So this is why I take you through and I show you and explain to you the reasons that I do what I do, is because we can all look at the lower time frames now, find those 1 hour time frames and go, wow, there's some great trends. But then if we don't take in consideration the higher time frames and where we really are in that trend, well, we do ourselves a disservice, don't we? Because we might be missing the bigger picture. Civic doesn't have enough momentum. It needs to carry itself through further. It's had a very large recovery, though. That looks like 100%, is it? Maybe more. Oh, not quite. 80. Big bounce. Convex, no. Dash. We'll have a quick look at the 16. Hopefully, there is a little pullback there, unfortunately, which is going to take that away from me. Dawn. Oh, what a beautiful daily pullback that is. A little bit spiky on Dawn. That's the only other thing to consider here, that the chart structure isn't all that great. Still so far, I'm not in the position to put that in my list just yet on Dawn. It's quite thinly traded as well at times. Oops, excuse me. DeFi, Dent, I can leave. Dodo, remember we're looking for either 4 hour uptrends, or we are looking for those higher time frames that are already downtrending. And with DOT, we go low to high, so that rules us out for the lower time frames there. And there's too much of a pullback there. The 16, if I show you here, very clear pullback right there. So, oops. So I'll be leaving it. I can leave Dragon. Oh, this thing. This is one of the 30-minute cradles from last week. By the way, I think it was Monday that I did put up some opportunities for shorts. You guys get any? Because there's been some big moves. Like that's a 15-1 down there. Little tiny cradle there, and she sure did go. I know a number of people that have had the best trading week of their lives last week, which was bloody good to see, especially out of the community. A lot of you doing very, very well. Bobby, I'm not sure, mate. If you find, I think it's Australian crypto event, so I posted it on Facebook and stuff. Have a look. You can find them and ask them. I'm not sure what their plans are for future events. I believe they want to do more, yes, but I don't really know. So you'll have to contact them. Aussie Crypto Roadshow, I think it's called. It was a lot of fun to be back on stage too, to be honest, to be around people. It was been a long time. Ethereum name service, back down, heavy, nothing to do really there. We do appear to be flattening out a lot across this market. We had a very strong bounce, now we're slowing right down. Starting to look power back to the bears. We've got a higher low and higher high there. Not the clearest on the 4, but you'll note it's not very good there on the 2 either. It's there. We just break down there, so I'll just check that 4 again. Nah, it's not real. Again, it's not giving me everything that I want. You know, like slightly lower low there. It's a high. The 4 hour not looking typically great. Little things like that, you know. Little things like that are enough because I don't need to be in everything. I'm just waiting for the right options, right opportunities. No uptrend there on Ethereum. Exchange perp sideways. Bonfida file, I can leave both of those. Flamingo I can leave. Flow, flat. Phantom. FTT, another one here. A little bit messy through here, obviously, but a clean pullback and a bearish candle. That's the sort of thing I'm waiting for is tomorrow to see how those close. If they close like that, Well, we're going to have options to the short side if that's what we decide that we want. Today, however, I think what I need to see, I need to see these markets push on further. If we're going to get if we're going to get upside uptrends, then we are going to need to step out again. We're going to need to push higher. Because yes, there are little pullbacks and whatnot going on right now, but I'm just not willing to step outside of that 4-hour time frame if it's not a clear trend at this stage. Others may do that, and that's absolutely fine. As you know, the rules state that you just need the time frame you're looking at and the next higher time frame. But for me, I'm just going to be extra cautious while I wait and see. Graph. Another one that's sort of looking okay for a short, maybe 12.16, but not quite there just yet. Look at this on Hedera. Beautiful little pullback there. Let's see if that's going to give us that little jagged edge just there. It's not much, but it's enough for me. Hang on. Just going to see if those levels. Well, I don't know what that is. That's nothing there. I'll get rid of both of them, actually. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a level starting to form, but it's not. Look, I'm just going to mark it as a reference point for now. That's all I can really do. Although, let me think this through, because if we come down here, it's a 2-hour time frame there. We come down, we test one more, we have a little bounce, and we've got a lower high. I actually will put that in because we do have those two tests. And a flat level, let's say the market does decide to dive hard and fast. If it dives hard and fast, a pullback into there could set up opportunity for later on this afternoon. So for me, that's going to go in. Holy. Bit spiky through there, isn't it? Bits. I don't like the spikes around it right now. I'm gonna move on. I can leave hot, Horby. Okay. Oh, look at that. I mean, that closes like that. We've got a beautiful downtrend there. But again, it's the daily. It's the time frame that we have to wait a long time until we get set. Icon. Well, that's a pullback. There's no higher lows there at all. I'll pop that in. Probably, yeah, look, it's a long way to go until that candle closes. 13 hours. To be honest with you, I'm not going to be awake in 13 hours, so it's there for you, not for me. I'm going to be asleep in my bed. But those in the Northern Hemisphere that may not be watching this now, that may catch up on it later, that's one for you potentially, if you like it later on, if it sets up, of course. Nothing there on IOST. IOTA is climbing out. A bit of a trend on the forwards to the upside as well. Okay, let's hit the one. Well, there's a bullish candle just gone. Wasn't the clearest move through there. Look, if I was to take it, it would have been on that candle, so I can't have it in my list now because it's already triggered. I'll leave Jasmine, or whatever that is. I can leave Carver. Yes, it does have a higher low and a higher high, but I don't like the structure. Very slow, drawn-out pullback and a bounce that happened very quickly, but it doesn't. The cyclicity is not all that great for me. It's a little bit thin at times. I'll leave it behind. Nothing through here. Ken holding around those lows that we've seen thus far. Kyber, a very, very sad fall from grace. A couple of weeks back we're at 575. Now we're at $1.63. Oof. Big day yesterday, 48%. Wow. Nothing I can do though, nothing I can work with. linear. So again, that's not the clearness of pullbacks as far as worrying me. I might keep that in for the Northern Hemisphere traders as well. Kylie and Dan. Good to see you in here. Hope you're well. Hope your phone's working again. Looks, g'day Paul. Okay, looks average to me. Pull back in here. Did not continue to push to new lows. I'm not really one for it. Looping. Again, no push through on that 4 hour for a trend. Same with Litecoin. Okay. That's gone now. Oh, look at that. Wow, that's a heck of a bounce. How much did that bounce back in? Hefty. Okay, so what have we got now, though? We've really only got the daily because it's just nestled in there perfectly. You know, that's to give you a bit of an understanding for the size of the moves. You know, we pulled back. We had to go back 130% just to get into the cradle zone. That's how big the moves have been. Crazy, huh? That's our market. I'm not going to touch that right now. Tomorrow, perhaps, yeah. If we've got that daily downtrend, cradle candle, then sure. Oh, excuse me. There is momentum through there on maps. I just... 2 hour doesn't really have much of a trend, to be fair. I'm going to leave that behind. Matic. No, nothing there. Possibly later. And the reason I'm not going to the 12 or 16 is because we do have this considered a longer term pullback, which will show up on our 16 as a pullback. There it is. That's why some of them I do just skip past. Others I am going deeper because we don't have that same sort of pullback. Mercurial Perpetual is very low on volume. I can leave mid-perp. Got to wait for the daily there. A lot of these candles now starting to get quite red there on that daily time frame. Meta, I can leave Meta. I can lie. Hang on. $12. Okay, back into an old level. $1.38-ish, $1.40. It's a clean pullback in. That's one candle, so that can't really be considered to be a lower high. We go low. Oops. We go lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, pulling back in right now. That 12 doesn't look too bad actually. Nor does the 16. Okay, more for the Northern Hemisphere traders, but that metal goes into the list. I can leave that. I can leave that with a spike. Neo. Quick little check up here. 4. No. Quick little look. I think there'll be a higher low there. Yeah, a couple of candles pulling back. I can leave that. Ontology. Driving back up into the cradle zone. It's got to do more there, and it's got to be on the daily for me. Orbs. The only issue I've really got with this particular contract is, yes, it's got a clean pullback, but it's quite thinly traded. Look. See all these little spots? It's not got enough liquidity there for me to really be interested in doing so. Oxygen too thin. Packs too thin. People. Constitution down. No thanks. No thanks. Polis. Nothing there. Okay, let's drop straight down to the 2 hour here on Proof Perp. Ooh. Again, there's not, it's just kind of straight line. Little tiny pullbacks, but not very much. The one, it's a bit funky looking. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it, but I am going to be open to the daily to short it. Look. Bearish candle right there starting to show up. Very clear 2 candle pullback there, so I can't do much with that. Nope. Moving through, moving through, moving through again. There won't be anything there. Ramp, I can leave. Ray, I can leave. Reef. Again, it's the daily that I'm waiting for, as is the case on many of these charts, or most of these charts, to be absolutely fair. Ron! Okay, Ron, nothing. Yeah, not the clearest that I'm after there on Rook Rose. Good trade short on Rose last week. RSR, still it's stuck sideways. Quick look here on Thor. Not really what I'm after there either. I want that nice cyclicity, that nice trend. Kind of like this. Maybe we'll get this here on the 16 or the 12. A little bit there, but I'm going to wait for that on the daily. You know, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more into that. If it doesn't set up perfect for me, I'm just going to be leaving things because I just don't want to take a trade that doesn't fit really, really well. Actually, what was that on Seco? So what I'm doing here is I'm just looking at this 4 hour and what's the high of that? 548, 548, 53. Slightly higher. It's not exactly a... I mean, I guess what I'm doing here, as I'm saying, is this going to be called a lower high and therefore that's a lower low, or is this the pullback? I'd probably go with this is the pullback. When we go to the 8, you're going to clearly see that that is the pullback on the 8. If we go to the 2, you'll see a different story here, but we're now in an uptrend here on the 2. The 1 hour, it's actually not a bad looking trend, and I'm going to keep my eye on that. That's a nice looking little candle right there. See how we go, cometh the end of the hour. Sheba, I can leave that. Shit perp, I can leave that again, focusing on the trends. If there is one on the 4, we've got something to work with. If there is not, we don't bother. I always get a bloody itchy nose when I do these scans. I'm not sure it's because I open the door all the time because I get quite warm doing it. But God, it's very frustrating because I know I do it. It's almost like a tick. We go low to high there on the 4 synthetics, low to high there on, on the 1. I'm moving away from that. Solana, ooh. I think the time frame I'm going to struggle with is the 4. Oh, no, I don't. Because that's just one candle. So this is the pullback here. Yes, there's one green candle, but it needs to have 2 for it to be considered a lower high. It's just pulling back here and moving on. So, Solana on the 1, just here. Sure, buddy. In you go. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. As long as it doesn't get too much bigger, of course. This thing, no. Spell, no. Serum, nothing there to the upside. And again, I'm focusing on the lower time, the 4 hour for trend here. STMX will be gone tomorrow, perhaps. A number of these, look at the dailies. The daily trend, looking to see if we get that small bearish candle that closes tomorrow. What? Oh, there we go. What's that? Alien Worlds. We can leave that. Bit thin on that old Tonko. Tron, look at the size of the volatility on Tron of late. It's just every day's been a monster of a day. But nothing to work with just there. That volatility too much for me. Same with that thing. Tulip. Nothing to work with there. No, I'll be leaving that. Uniswap. There was a little breakout up there that went very well. I'll be leaving it now onto the 1 hour. A little bit thin right now. A little bit thin. That will do it for me. I will not be taking anything there. Can leave that gold. NEM. A couple of big recovery days there, but again, we're waiting to see tomorrow on the short side. We do have a clear high hello there. Nope. What's that? Mark that in on Stellar. We can see that there's 3 tests, right? Well, I know there's a B-stick break through it, but look, a higher low to higher high, pull back into there. What's it look like on the 2? Not bad. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Moving on nicely there on Monero after a pretty solid recovery. Again, that's the sort of thing we're looking for, isn't it? That sort of thing there. I'm not going to put that in. Oh, maybe the 2 looks better than the 1. Yeah, no, it's got to move further than that for me right now. I'm going to take that out of the list. Quick check of the daily. Very strong recovery so far. XRP, nothing to see here. Tezos, nothing to see here. Same with Yearn. DeFi money, and then Yearn's the same. Zcash, climbing its way up and out slowly but surely. Ooh, not quite what I'm looking for there. I'm going to leave it. Zilliqa sideways. ZRX waiting for the daily. And back to Bitcoin. 2.57% down. What have we got on the list? We have a number of potential options, both either on the 1 hour. Here we have higher lows, higher high. A little pullback for a cradle here could be worthwhile. We've got a flat level starting to form here on Helium. It's in there because if we do break down through, a pullback in could be good, or we could get a breakout trade there for those that know what that is. We've got ICX with a little bullish candle forming right there to keep an eye on, so keep your eyes on it. Lena, the same thing, a little bullish candle may come about just there. Metal, we have what? What have we got? We have a 16, was it? Yeah, look, a nice pullback in. 13 hours to go, so you've got plenty of time. We've got Seco. When we jump back down to the 1, just following that trend really. We've got Solana also with a nice trend, a little bullish candle, and we've got Stellar Lumens that are pulled back into this level. Might be worthwhile as well. Now, as always, guys, manage your risk according to your rules. Manage your risk according to the volatility of the market, and you have yourself a damn good day. If you've liked it, please do like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and remember, this is brought to you by FTX and TRADERCOBB.com. In the description, you can get 10% off your trading fees as well as get across to the TRADERCOBB website and get yourself on the free course. Have a great day. Good to be back. Bye for now.